career opportunity. So respected principal sir, HOD sir, faculty members, IIC team, Chopre madam, Jadhav madam, Asma Sheikh madam, and others, and dear students. So we at MMCOE has started uh, established the Institution Innovation Council IIC as per the norms of Innovation Cell. So Ministry of Education, Government of India from 21-22 onwards. So 10 faculty members and 10 student members are volunteers from different departments working in IIC 4.0 from different departments. So Ministry of Education, Government of India has started IIC to systematically foster the culture of innovation among all higher education institutions. The primary goal is to encourage, inspire, and nurture young students by supporting them to work with the new ideas and transform into prototypes. So there are various schemes for students as a startup. So under IIC, we have organized this first session, and speaker is Mr. Shyam Jade. So I will just introduce a few lines about Shyam Jade, sir. Mr. Shyam Jade is a MTech in design engineering, and he is now product design and development engineer at Biocon Scientific Pune. He is having his own company. So he is MTech, a mechanical in design from Nagpur University, Priyadarshini College, and BE in mechanical from Government College of Engineering, Karad, Shivaji University. Now he is having around 21 years of experience. He has worked earlier with AK Auto Electric Systems India, a German company, for 3 years as a MD. His second is SMS Cement India, New Delhi, German company, around 3 years as a manager, engineering department. KSD Vedang, New Delhi, German company, around 2 years as a deputy manager. KBS Paramount, Nagpur, 2 years as senior design engineer. And many companies he has worked along with the experience of teaching at MIT, Alandi, and Segav Engineering College. So with this brief information, I request Shyam sir to start. Yes, sir.
Sure. Thank you, Mitra sir, for this nice introduction. And
yes, sir.
At one point of time, we are also colleague in MIT, so it gives me comfortable position today. Thank you. And on behalf of your college and the management, I also thank for the opportunity given to me to present my idea and share my experience with the students. And similarly, I will just start with my screen. So I hope everybody can see my screen now.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So with this small introduction, I'm starting today's workshop on entrepreneurship and innovation as a career opportunity. So basically, this is a platform for all the people or all the students who are maybe in any of the first year, second year, or in maybe final year, and they might be thinking what kind of role or career to choose. So from today's session, my take is you can definitely have direction and guidance to choose whether you are eligible or whether you are okay with the starting as an entrepreneurship, or you should go as a career landing in the job. So along with that, I'll just start with this first slide. So this is my slide for this from my earlier session also, classroom to workstation, because this is the transition phase for most of the student, and there are a lot of things gradually changing for them, from the learning, from etiquettes, from attire to manners. So this is just to make them understand that when you are graduating from college and entering into your any of the career, maybe as an entrepreneur or seeking as a job, you have transition. So you need to take care of some of the other things which we will discuss in the next few slides. And every company or every organization you start or join, they have their own protocol. So you have to align with this, along with your I think your college also have uniform, and that is one of the discipline that your institute taught at early age, so that it will be inbuilt in you to have uniformity. My objective of the workshop is, we can just brief it like, today we will try to inculcate skills. What are the skill set required for the graduates for any stream of engineer? It is not only for the mechanical, it can be any other engineering also. So I'm considering engineering as an uniform platform, so not mentioning that it is mechanical or electrical. And as of now, you can see quite engineering are multidisciplinary kind of thing, so you can be very well placed on that. Next, we'll see the entrepreneurship life cycles, how any normal entrepreneur goes through, how student can create any innovative product. That is again area, and some perspective on the growing share of India in relation to entrepreneurship. So my content will be like, we can just see entrepreneurship life cycle as compared to the global scenario. Then, can we convert this end graduate into innovative entrepreneur? Yes, we can definitely do that. From the institute side, from government side, from all the other people working in the industry, everybody is making efforts. And today's session is also combined efforts and conglomeration for this, to build a common platform to share our thoughts. So any new start or innovative startup, and basically some key parameters, whether the graduate is eligible or qualified for the entrepreneur or not. But I will expect the student or some of the faculties or all the people attending, they should get from today's session is, what are the typically skill set for entrepreneurs, how you can choose any simple idea, that is what is called in engineering terms ideation in the initial phases, to an innovation. Then performance indicators for an graduate to become an entrepreneur. And then I will briefly talk about my story, how I become entrepreneurs. So if you go on, just this is a small slide to show that as compared to the other developed countries, India is also on the verge of making its impact on the global platform, and it is growing on the entrepreneurship. You must have also observed this from last 2 years or maybe around 5 years. The number of startup has dramatically increased. They have already were there, but last 3 or 4 years it has been increased. Coming to this is the most typical question for any engineering graduate to get a job, and this is the slide explaining how the typical process happens, like job search process. Any graduate will learn about any engineering stream. They will have the assessment of this job market, what are the available companies offering, new technology changing. Along with that, we have also found the industrial revolution now growing up as an industry 4.0 and so on. So student behalf, they have to assess the job market, aligning them and understanding the career skill, so that they can narrow down to their choice of area, and they can choose the best one. From my experience, I can say that the first job gives you direction. So the starting point, if you choose it wisely, can leverage you quite far. and you won't be what I can say. So that is a starting point you can select, because that drives you throughout your career, and the next lead happens because of this first job. We'll briefly talk about this startup process. If any graduate or if any person want to start any new idea or any new prototype or launch any product, this is a typical cycle they have to follow. So any person who wants to do anything in the new innovative way, they have to think at least 5 to 10 years ahead of themselves, or what is the current situation. They have to at least have a proper judgment so that they can live in the future. If I'm not wrong, then I can also say that you can watch some movies with science fiction and other things where the director is also in the same process of living the future. And similar thing happens in the technology or engineering field also. What can happen, like the automation or artificial intelligence or the engineering coming into the medical science and coming as a string of bioengineering kind of things. So these are the new upcoming fields which are to be selected. So with this startup, you have to think ahead of your future, maybe 5 to 10 years. What is existing current problem is there in the market, in the world. You can just narrow down some ideas around. Then you can have your own prototype and test it on 100 people or maybe some 50 people or like that. So what we typically do as a research review, and then we can test it on the iterative type until it makes a little bit physically and a successful performance. And slowly you start on the other kind of thing, that founder, and then making it more um, growing, looking for funding, and then of course depend on the idea or the prototype or the market. And most of the time it is a customer who drives you, and they will have their own feedback. So again, you will start growing on. But for most of the startup, I will just want to advise a few people. The rule of thumb is there that if you can sustain your business for 1,000 days, then you are okay. You have faced, you have carried out first phase of business. And if you can carry that business for at least 3 years, or maybe 4 years successfully or gradually, so you can carry on that. Otherwise, what happens in the most of the SME sector, small and medium scale industry, a lot of non-conformities is happening. So out of, if I talk about in the percent, then out of 100%, most of the time 65 people are not paying regularly or something is happening. So survival rate is very less. So on the startup point of view, for this is a slide for the graduate who want to be innovative entrepreneur. My take on this is to make your SWOT analysis. What is your strength? I will not go to the second point of weakness, because that is what most of the consultant does. But on the real background, I will always stress on that. Just focus on your strength. If your strength is study, you can go on higher education. If your strength is extracurricular activity or kind of teamwork, leadership, accordingly you can choose your career. Then you can have some course on entrepreneurship. Actually, earlier it was not there, or people were not earlier aware of this. So I will just try to show you some this thing. And most of the people may be knowing or not knowing, but there are Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad, which is very famous, and it has been established like from around 1983, quite a long ago. And you can, if you want, you can directly go there. You can learn all these traits, and these are all the government bodies. So you can take the help of these things. Okay. So again, going back. So earlier, I mean, with my experience, I can tell you that if I want to start my entrepreneurship, I was not aware, or nobody was around me to tell that, okay, there is an institute who can teach you entrepreneurship also. But now you have quite awareness, and you are also all aware people who can search on the net. There are some colleges, there are some roles. With this, you can do some market research and then find out some innovative product, teamwork. So these are the small things which you can look out for. And most of the time, all the students, they have already inbuilt, I mean, they have their all the traits, but only thing is that sometimes they can't focus on that and narrow down to their own things. So it happens that they were little bit defocused. So if you focus on your strength, and if you can meet a right contact person or maybe kind of mentors around us, then there are a lot of other things which you can find out. Okay. So, and these are all the things, I mean, what I can say is that performance indicators for this teamwork, if you're around, then just don't think of, start noticing, look for the problems. This is a very small sentence, just for the sake. If you start noticing, you will find a lot of problems. And sometimes you can find out your own idea if you if you note down deeper, and then you can have your own ideation. For me, traveling a lot is also one of the thing which helps young graduate to understand better, because most of the time this is also lagging. It might have their own constraint, but at least you can start, I mean, you can just try for that. Yeah. And the other thing is, the last point is, get surrounded with people who are better than you. If you can make this habit with yourself, if you get surrounded by people who are better than you, then you are a little bit ahead of other people. So there is always a chance of success when you have this parameter always with you, right? So if any student asks me at any point of time whether I am eligible or whether we should go for entrepreneurship or whether I am okay to become an entrepreneur, then I will definitely have these points to look on. If you are a student who is favorite for some of the teachers, then you can think of that, why they are actually liking you. You must have something in yourself, maybe keen interest in any of the subject, or maybe leadership qualities. You are taking in active interest in the extracurricular activity, like what you can say, this cultural program, and your paper presentation gives an that along with this, we have communication skill also. And if you can locate, you will definitely have this communication skill, which is, I think, is one of the most important skill which most of the students lack. Not only the communications as a soft skill, but communication as with respect to the senior mentors or your guide or your teachers, like this way. And yes, this is one of the activity which I also like to have note on this. Any student who is taking interest into this extracurricular activity happening into the college, that is also one of the key parameters you can select. For my story, I will begin like this way. Sorry, this one. Like as I said, I am not born into a very rich family. I am from middle class. So my school life has gone into the village in Wardha district, and we have siblings, so we have quite a normal life. But also along with that, we have learned other things like sharing and other things. After that, I went to the. This is my story, so I will just brief on my school life. After 10th, I went to this Varora Anandiketan College, late Baba Amte, where I got enrolled on the scholarship basis for my 11th and 12th. And then I went to the College of Government Engineering College, Karad. On that is also on the merit basis. So where I got to learn a lot of other things. And yeah, so so my whole story belongs to the college. I will just brief it. What I learned from the college. I am actually fortunate enough that I have a lot of other things apart from the studies also. BASA was another platform, that is Baba Saheb Ambedkar Student Association. So I was also part of it, where people from village or maybe middle class background, they used to come and they used to hone their skill in communication skill, leadership skill, and technical also, kind of paper presentation. Then we used to have the cooperative mess, where we have this teamwork where everybody used to handle for a week, and then they used to distribute. So it's like a kind of working on the budgeting, which normally we don't take care in the student life. Another event is a cultural event in college. Avishkar is still going on in the college. So we used to have the heads of this, and then we used to take care of the each and every committee or each and every task. So that is a kind of delegation or taking responsibility for some task, and also taking care of your team and carrying out it effectively. So in a small way, if you look at it, it is also a gradual event what happens in the corporate. So the last one is a paper presentation, which I am also fond of, and maybe people started in second year, third year, or final year. But the earlier you start, you can hone your skill, technical as well as communication skill, and that plays a major role when you go to some client or some other thing. And on work experience, I will just try to share a few of my work. Initially, I was placed in the Nagpur, that is the geotech services, where we used to test this engineering construction equipment, and we used to measure this each and every sample according to the IS standard, and the laboratories enable accredited. So we used to monitor every document and carrying out the test, making out the test report. For the second opportunity is the KBS Paramount, Nagpur. That company gives me a chance for working on the high temperature equipment, and so I had an opportunity to visit Hindustan Zinc Limited, Chanderia, which is in Rajasthan, and I got a chance to see the plant layout, or zinc dust plant in actual. So beside that, I have an opportunity to work with the Shega Engineering College for an year, and then after that I switched on to this MIT group, that is MI Anandi, from the starting phase, where I meet Dr. Bhatkar as a colleague. So fortunate enough that we are making a same team in the mechanical department. Okay. Yeah. Beside that, for as an entrepreneur or the innovation kind of things, for me, for me, where I was working with MIT R&D or Shigao, I was not little bit happy because there was always limitations in the scope of work, because you can't go beyond some limits. You need to be in protocol. So being a rebellious, I always tried to break the barrier, and the event, I tried to get an admission into German university for my PhD, and then I went to this University of Kaiserslautern for my master's come PhD degree. So I just wanted to try on this, because this this was not a successful attempt for me, because after reaching there, I come to know that this university can't guarantee you a job placement, even if you had a good grades. So actually, I was funded on my own, so I don't want to take any chance for spending 2 years or so much money, and after that also no chance of getting into the good placement of the job, though they have got a tie with other things. Then I came back from the Germany. Within 15 days, I left this university, and because that is one of the time when I felt that this is one of the failure for myself. But again, I made a promise to the people or the friends staying over there that I can come back again into Germany. There is no restriction that okay, you can have a job and other things. So while leaving, I made a promise to myself I will come again to the Germany, and same thing happened. After returning, I got a chance for this working with KSD Humboldt company in Delhi. I will just try to show you that. Mm. So when you think that you have your one door is closed, there are some other opportunity waiting for you. So life is not stopping anywhere. And for me, it was like a little bit like a roller coaster, but I was a little bit firm that I want to do something on my own, and I need a better position, or I need a better job or something like this. So then I had an opportunity to work in this company called KSD Humboldt. As you can see, they are making machinery and the plant setup for the cement plant. And I was inducted in the skill and department. So if I see this for the other people, this is a typical layout. Processing, technology branding. Yeah. No. So this is a rotary kiln kind of things, and here I came to know that the project which I have done in the MTech, that is a design of rotary kiln for sponge iron based during my MTech academic. The same thing is applicable for the cement plant kiln also. and there also rotary kilns. Only slight difference was there. So I was not aware that the similar type of structures are there, or there are companies which are specialized in this kind of equipment. So my request to the student at this point is that hello.
You can continue, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So you are visible, no? So my request to the student is that take your project in such a way that you may spend some time, or it may be difficult for you at that moment, but if you spend sufficient time, that can give or actually land up in the new avenues, like either job or something other thing, because that is what happened with me also. Okay. Yes. So and here I had a chance in this KHD Humboldt. There was innovation. I mean, innovation in the sense that industrial innovation was there. Nobody want to take any chance. But if you see that there are girth gears on this kiln, all people can see these slides, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the girth gears, and this the problem they were facing that time was profile of this girth gear. So that time we tried to build Excel sheet and get the Excel sheet transported to AutoCAD and then build the profile. Similarly, while manufacturing, there was a large issues facing this checking of this profile of the girth gear. So we made the foolproof gauges also for this, and that was one of the innovation apart from the routine job of this in this department, which I have done. And after working for 3 years in this KHD Humboldt, I had a chance working with this SMS CMAG. I will just try to show you a little bit on this. SMS CMAG is a group which deals into this metal and high temperature furnaces, steel making plant like Jindal, Tata, Bhushan, and all other things. So here I was in charge for this submerged arc furnace plant. Iron and plant. Yes. So in this category, I used to work in this steel making electric arc furnace, this SAF. I think I can't show you immediately the submerged arc furnace, but it is one of the furnace used in steel making. And if you are aware of this in metallurgy, then it is one of the furnace which is fired once and it runs for 4 to 5 years and absolutely maintenance free. You can have any kind of steel, including stainless steel, and also the non-ferrous metals also from that. And I'm working with this at Delhi and also 2 years in Dusseldorf, which is their head office. Is one of the best experience that I can say. But the main thing was lacking for me is I can't make all the design sitting in the design office. So many times I requested that I need a site visit or project site visit, actual visit. And fortunately, I had also visited few plants, but not much often. And when you are working in the corporate, I think it is a limitation that drives you, because you can't go much beyond certain limits. You have very limited scope for delivery, and also you can't cross that line also. After that, SMS CMAG, I came back from New Delhi and I started with this AK Auto Electric Systems. That is again a greenfield project. And I'll just try to show you this. As this innovation is happening into this electric vehicles and other things, we have set up this Aprate Bau Kirsham Tech. This is they're near the Stuttgart, where this Mercedes-Benz plant is there in the Stuttgart. These companies are located almost like 2 hours from this museum. I had a chance to work with this company because they want to set up this greenfield new office for this Tata Motors. And this company is also here in the Bosri, MRDC Bosri. I'll just show you this one. Locations, yeah. So this is one of the company which is having presence of this in India. So I had this is, you can see this AK Auto Electric Systems. I was working as an founder director for this company for around 4 years, and that was a very good experience for me because the German documents and the machinery has to be imported. Along with that, the technology transfer was there, and apart from that, we have also tried to do localization of these parts for the cost optimization and other things. So that was good exercise for me. And after that, I think I had enough experience that I can start on my own. So I started my own proprietorship company, that is Biocon Scientific. Because now at this position, I had enough experience to start on my own. I had enough finance to support me and for my family. And this is the right time for me to go into this entrepreneurship thing. Beside that, before this, I'll just I'll just try to share this Biocon Scientific. So I have shown all the website for the companies which I worked, and this is my own company now. You can also see this. Now I am into this laboratory making and high-tech equipment supply, and we are taking a turnkey basis project for any lab setup. And recently we are also have good customers like Aditya Birla and some of the MNC companies which are into this paint technology. So we are actually supporting other industry which are into innovation. Now, to understand the customer's requirement, I had enough experience, so I can understand that. So, and so. So my take is when I decided to join an entrepreneurship or on my own, going into starting an entirely new my own company, there are a lot of hurdles, and everybody has their own issues. But in spite of that, I have tried to slightly take risk into this, and I think that is the only thing which is required for anyone to start an journey for this. And from 1 second. Okay. So that is all about my story, how I have collected experience over the period of time, and then how I have started my own venture. Of course, there are doubts and there are dilemmas when you have to think whether you should go for this venture or not, because entrepreneurship is not a very what you consider red carpet for everyone. It is made up of a lot of thrones, and you need to walk it carefully, subjected to your current situation and other strength. So definitely, but anybody can be entrepreneur. That is what I can say. And just a minute. Apart from that, if any, we can go further ahead with my own company or other experience. But if anyone has any questions, then we can take in between.
Okay, Shyam sir.
Yes.
Okay, before taking questions, we will take one photograph of the participants. We need actually. Okay.
Right.
So you can just stop your share screen at this time, and then again you can share also, just for photograph.
Right.
Photograph.
Yes.
So I request all the participants to just start your camera so that I can take the photograph for the proof, we can say, or some programs.
My screen is okay.
No, you can. Okay. So I have taken this, but I want all, because I should
Okay.
take photograph of all.
Yeah, other people, right?
Participants. I have taken screenshots for along with your presentation also.
Right.
Yes.
And it is very difficult. I mean, I can't say that it is very easy for everyone to start their own journey, because everybody has their own stake. Someone is in the middle of this career, someone is in their professional career at the peak, or someone is having his own issues. But everybody has an own option. They have option to choose. That is what I can say. And for me, one thing was very clear. Everything happens twice. First physically, first mentally, and then physically. So if you can imagine yourself as an entrepreneur, you can be entrepreneur. But for that, you need to make up your mind, or you have to psychologically ready for that. Everybody can have the startup, no doubt in that. But before going on to this, you can definitely go for the critical analysis. You can find people who are ahead of you. So for me, when I wanted to start my venture, I found out the most relevant people in my area. And when I narrow down, I analyzed that for me, I had education. For me, I had a engineering background. For me, I had a teaching experience and also the industry experience. So the best thing is for me is to go for the service of the customer. Now, what innovation I can do in this? Yes, always there is a scope of improvement. And a lot of people are there. No doubt there are people. And whenever you start any new project, always people are there. 10 and 100 people are there thinking on the same line, parallelly. So don't think that if you disclose your idea to your close friend or your mentor, you will get damaged. No, not at all. You will get benefit out of it, because they might be knowing the same field, some or the other person, and they might be opening up their network for you. But to take the lead, you have to open up first. And that is the most critical time when communication skill sets an apart. If you have right communication, then you can be almost going to the right people or the correct people. For the new graduate, if you want to try on this innovation scale, I will suggest they can go for this BYST. I will just try to I can present, no?
Actually, sir, you have to stop your screen. Actually, it was not properly stopped. Just 1 minute, you can stop.
Okay,
Just
stop
1 minute.
presenting.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes. Now I will take the photograph. So, I request all the participants to just start your camera, just for
Okay.
photo purpose, and then we'll take the question answer, and sir will continue.
Yeah.
Yes, just wait. I'm starting. Okay. Thank you, sir. You can start now. I have
Yeah,
taken
sure.
the photo. Okay.
Yeah. So I was about to ask you about this BYST is one of the thing which, I mean, you might be aware or not, I don't know. But
Now you have to share the screen and then we will see.
okay, right.
Okay, sir. Now
Okay.
screen is visible.
Right.
Yes.
So I will just want to people to get aware of this. If you have any idea or if you have any new project, any kind of ideation, and if you are in the phase of incubation or ideation, you can definitely discuss with your senior people or senior faculty in your college, no doubt. Apart from that, don't try to go to any consultant who offer you commercial contract. They will almost take their money out and they will not help you, but it will be of their own advantage, not for you. Rather than that, you can have a better chance of going to this BYST. So Bharti Yuva Trust is the NGO working. Bharti Yuva Shakti Trust is this is in Pune itself, in Shivaji Nagar, Vakadewadi. Here, like-minded people are there who are ready to help for you, and they will not take any commercial or benefit out of this. So they are ready to help you. If you have an idea, they will build proposal for you. They will find out what is the best project for you, or it is kind of mentor-mentee process, which you might be not aware of at this moment, but they will definitely have hand-holding during this. So anyway, no issue. I mean, it's not opening. So if any student or any other person who is young actually, young in the sense, he should be 35, below 35 years of age. That is their criteria. So they will help you and they will guide you properly. Not only project proposal, but they will also have the funding resources. So, yeah.
Okay, so any student or faculty or anyone participant is having any question, so that you can ask. That is. Okay, Zade sir, I will just in between I will ask one question. We can say,
Yes.
as you have worked in German company and you have visited many times also. Okay, so what is the difference, or you find, or you can share your experience with the German people, German company, and like this?
Yeah.
Can you share? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I think working with the German people is one of the best experience that you can have it. Besides being technologically excellent and automation or anything what is monotonous, they will automize it. I stayed 2 years in Düsseldorf. The city is almost 6 hours from this Frankfurt, and I found that from last after I returned from my failed attempt of graduation, from Kaiserslautern, I visited 5 times to Germany because that is a promise I made to myself that okay, I will go to Germany, I will get a job. Now also today I am quite sure that for my business I will again travel to Germany, and my thought process is always on the line because innovation is always there. It is not only the big companies are innovative, but small companies like me also are need to be innovative. They have to look for the market, new opportunity. As far as Germans are concerned, yes, I couldn't take much advantage looking around because that time I was not. I used to think that okay, I will stay in this job and all. So, but there are a lot of other things which you can do apart from learning a foreign language, which I am okay. I can speak in German little bit now, so that is some advantage that I have got. And but yes, working with German companies and German people is quite fascinating. All the student, I think there are a lot of scholarship also. In Max Muller, they have given the scholarship if you clear this 1 or 2 levels, A1, A2. You are easily eligible for getting a scholarship. That is up to 80%, 90% of the complete expenses. And they also are very welcoming Indian students because a lot of things are required. And but only thing is that at that point, a student know whom to approach. When I used to thought that I should go to Germany for this higher education, I also went to the wrong person. I spent money in that. So for my advice at this moment is don't go to the commercial consultant people. Go to the people who have already stayed there or who have already studied there. You can have a reference and you can have your networking. Through that, you might have a lot of advantage apart from this commercial saving also.
Sure, sir. So definitely, in our college also, we are having MMC III Center, Invention, Innovation, and Incubation Center.
Yeah.
So we can say we need your experience also. Definitely, we'll go ahead with the other ones. So anybody is having any question, you can ask. Sanjay Zanwar sir. Yes, sir. Sanjay sir, can you ask question? You raise your hands.
Can I voice is clear?
Yes,
Yes.
Sham sir, your experience found to be interesting. There were various ups and downs in your life, but you have overcome and you share your experience. Nice to see. It is a part of life. Nothing is straightforward, and nothing is straightforward. What I can share with myself is we share the same district where I have Varda, where I had my schooling and college up to 12th standard. And then we have shared the same university, Karad and Shivaji University, Kolhapur.
Great.
I was in Sangli, but probably you are junior to me. You have done MTech from Nagpur University, and I have 2000.
2005. Yes, sir.
2005. I have completed in 1999 from VNIT Nagpur,
Okay,
and I served most of the time as academics. And I personally also had several ups and downs in PhD.
Okay.
And finally left and have started a small edutech company at the same center.
Yeah.
Marathwada Mitra Mandal College of Engineering.
Great.
In 2002. So a lot of things we can share in coming future.
Sure.
A lot of things to be shared. But what I missed it out is you have shared your experience more. but rather than what are the opportunities for the coming students, how you are able to deliver. The students nowadays are not interested what you have done in the past. That has become a history.
No, that okay.
It's okay to, it should be, I think everybody has some history to do with, but a customer or an entrepreneur will prefer to deliver, and a customer will approach what help I can get out, how can I, no, my problems will be sorted out.
No, you are absolutely
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the.
So that line of action, how you are able to deliver, and where you have the solutions for some of the problems you have given it out, that I missed it out. Probably some more experiences and more examples were required. I think
Yes,
in
sir.
some other presentation we can have it out.
I will just make it, I mean, a little bit close. I have missed it definitely because I am not habitual to this online talk as usual, because I will be interested in physical talk maybe.
Definitely,
But
sir.
No. And networking of I will suggest a networking of resources and digitization of all the processes is a must of a time. And
yes,
if this is comfortable, I'm in a virtual reality world. I'm spending my time doing some other activities also. And from that time, whatever we have shared, I think it will be somewhere useful, and
yes.
in new contexts will help you out somewhere to find some better solutions with whatever
No,
problems.
I will also try to put 2 points into that. One is during my
Thank you, sir, for listening to my
Sure.
queries and
It
my
was,
views, whatever I had with your presentation.
no, it was great to know about you, sir. And for me, the point Sanjay sir has just told me, even if you approach these companies which I refer, they will definitely entertain you. People, students particularly think that they will not get reply from this company. But I am quite sure that if you have something innovative, because before approaching these people, you need to study this company, what they are doing. And you can take small project or something like that. Or if you want to go directly, then you can ask if is there any problem you are facing right now. They will have n number of problems, but they are not assured that whether student or the faculty or this innovation or incubation cell will be able to handle this or not. So they had a doubt. So the approach should be from the institute side. Okay, give us a problem, we will work on it. And if that happens, I think student will get a lot of mini projects from n number of companies, and whoever is having any contact, we can directly guide these people to this individual company. And I'm sure if these people can work out on the third year and the final year, company can offer them direct employment also, because every company has their R&D this thing, R&D and design center. And most of the companies, or most of the German companies are coming to the India for their R&D setup. So on that background, this innovation or the initiative has to be happened from student as well as from the institute side, to ask for the problem within this stipulated time. If you can solve this, I think there is nothing better match than the industry institute interaction, and indirectly you are actually the helping out to the industry for leveraging them. So I think that is that key has to be there.
Sure, sir. Our students will definitely follow the path that you have explained. Anybody want to ask any question? Vijay Kotkar, sir, or anyone? You can put in the chat box also if any problem. Okay, then Sham sir, you have given you have shared your experience, and that my vote of thank will be given by the student. Supal Jain.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Anybody want to ask any question before giving vote of thank?
No, sir.
Okay, Supal. Okay, Chan, you can start.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you for your excellent guidance. It was it was first session under IIC chapter, and it was very interesting one. I hope everyone has enjoyed the session, and it was very wonderful session and inspiring too. By this webinar, our students will definitely start thinking about startup and would be one of the best entrepreneur in the world. And they will also start thinking innovative in the product rather than thinking on new product. The way you share your story was completely inspiration and was motivating to us. By this, I would like to thank you for your wonderful session from the behalf of Principal Sir, staff, faculties of MMCOE, and all the coordinators of IIC chapter, and every single participant who had joined the session and learned many more things from you and your experience. I would also like to thank all the thank you Principal Sir, HOD Sir, faculty, and especially IIC coordinator for arranging such wonderful session, and all the students who were patient throughout the session. And lastly, I would definitely thank you, Sham sir, from my bottom of heart for sharing their wonderful experience with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sham sir, and all the participants once again. Within a
Yes.
short period of time, actually, Sham sir has also given the, we can say, accept our invitation, and students are also joined, and within a short period of time. So thank you once again from my side also to all the participants and the Sham sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes,
If-
sir. Sanjay sir,
if-
thank you very much.
In this session, if you can ignite at least one or two students also, then it will be successful for us. And if there is any query on backend, they can drop directly to you or me also.
And
We will
Sham
definitely-
sir,
Yes.
now physical classes are already started. So,
Okay.
and we are also having MMC III Center where Sanjay sir and other professors and some students are having their own startups. Okay. So
Okay.
definitely we will have another meeting or a session also along with the MMC III visit and the session on the physical type of activity or any workshop or any demo of your product or something else. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, definitely
Sure.
we'll go ahead.
Sure.
So
Thank you.
thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sham.